And Harrison, second shoot. We authorize the city administrator to execute the 2013 water tower interior painting contract to Utility Services Company. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. New business item number 5, consider authorizing the city administrator to award the contract for Public Works Equipment Building Exterior Renovations.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mary.
Before you is the rehab of the Public Works maintenance facility. This is the building that houses all of our fleet, street, water, wastewater equipment and trucks. As you can see, the base bid, alternate bids, this for Weigel Construction is $50,083. We are also asking for a contingency of 10%, so the total of this bid is $55,091. Any questions?
If that's what we've got for presentation, I want to open the floor to public comments regarding new business item number 5. With no one coming forward, questions from council?
Mary, this project, just by telling, is pretty much 100% above ground, correct? So the unimaginables shouldn't be as big of a concern with the project.
That's correct, and this is the same type of project that we did a year or so ago with the Public Works administration building and the fleet maintenance. It's the same type of project. We've done this before. We don't anticipate any additional, but we did ask for that 10% contingency just in case, so we wouldn't have to bring back if something should happen. So we're starting to take those things into account should they occur.
Great.
This building doesn't have any office space in it, right? It's all storage. It's
a
garage,
storage.
more or
less.
less.
Storage. Mm-hmm.
So
Correct.
I guess the question is, what is the reason we're rehabbing a garage? I mean, what do we get out of that? Is there a problem now with the materials? I mean, I understand the place had offices and desks and people were cold during the winter and dripping on the desk, but what's the benefit of spending this kind of money?
Well, we house this piece of equipment, this building, the roof leaks, there's water that comes in under the base. You can see how it's all buckled up. This houses over $1 million worth of equipment. This is equipment that we need ready to go for emergencies, for snow, for any type. This is our main public works facility that houses all of our equipment. There is also a part of it that houses all of our water meters that is required to be heated, and so we lose all of that heat. It's not only, yes, it looks bad, but it's very, very inefficient to heat and keep up for all of that maintenance of the equipment and materials that we keep in this facility.
So is this heated? This is a gas heat, furnace?
You know what?
I think actually we're looking at a waste oil heater
Yes.
with this one.
That's what's in there currently?
Not currently.
So
we're looking at putting one
there
in.
is no heat in it right now?
In the main area, I don't believe there is, but we're looking at a waste oil heater.
Heated, the water meter storage area, pumps for water breaks is electric heat.
Wow.
Very efficient.
So you're planning on heating the entire building with
We're
after you've insulated it and...
Well, yes, there is the oil heat that we are looking at. That is to recycle the oil that we use and use that for heat. At the point in time we do that, then we would be using recycled material to do that. There wouldn't be additional cost as far as heating. It would just be the equipment to purchase it. We haven't even gone there yet. We're looking at that.
So
that is not part of this bid.
That is not part of this. So
that
it would
is
be
not part of
an
this
additional requisition at some point
Yes.
in the future to do that.
Yes.
With, I'm guessing, probably some real savings compared to heating it.
Oh,
with electric.
Electric heat is so inefficient. I mean,
So some of the vehicles are maintained in here? I mean, is that the other reason why we want heat in the entire building is there's work that's done on the vehicles in there, they're not just stored there?
Well, yes, because a lot of our large equipment can't go into the facility where we use our mechanic. That they're too big, they can't go in there, so he goes out to work on some of that. That's part of it. Also, just having them readily available in the winter when it's cold and there's the ice and they have to heat them up and they're waiting as we have truly emergencies for our citizens that were needing to get out to plow streets for emergency vehicles, and also then our citizens just to be able to get around in their roads.
Well, I guess the base bid would just be plugging holes, basically. Right, and then it's the alternate bid that allows for the insulation, is that?
Right. The base bid is the removal and replacement of the exterior roof panels, guttering, and downspouts. The alternate bid is also for the removal and replacement of the exterior wall panels, trim windows, and 4 walk-in doors. Additional roof and wall insulation would also be added.
But really, for all intents and purposes, you need both. I mean, you can't just have one or the other, exclusion of each other, because I'm looking at some of these pictures, and the wall sheathing is literally coming off in some areas. It's not, from the standpoint of an insulated building, it's just not there. So,
You know, it goes back to one of our goals of infrastructure management and
Yep.
taking care of what we have, not only the building, but also the equipment inside. I think if we did one, we'd be coming back in a year asking for the other.
Exactly.
May cost us more to do it in stages and invest use of our taxpayer dollars and budgets. We thought it was best to do it all at one time.
well, the insulation, you can't do it all unless you do both, because you have to have it for the roof as well as the walls. Unless it's just wasting money otherwise, so.
Yeah, I still have a concern that if we have $50,000 to spend, is this the best use of that for infrastructure? I mean, I still go back to Jim Melvin's comment that every dollar we invest in rehabbing the manholes for the sewers pays us back $2. And this just seems like, I mean, I agree it doesn't look good, but if it could be patched and the money diverted to things that actually pay us back as an investment, in my opinion, that's where maybe the discussion should be, do we have a list of priorities and where does this one rank?
I think that's your discussion. That's not mine.
I
Brian,
think
do you have
Brent's
something?
got a
Okay.
Yeah.
comment.
But what I'd like to add is, we do store a tremendous amount of equipment in here, and the longer we put off some of these repairs, the more that building falls apart, as with your streets and your other infrastructure. If you don't maintain it, you lose it. And so we're at a point on this building where we're close to losing it. I mean, we can do some temporary patching on the roof to stop some of the leaks. When you look at the picture, I mean, we're getting more and more wood rot. There's a lot of things happening to that structure. At some point, it's not going to be cost effective to repair it any longer. It'd be cost effective to remove and replace, and that gets very expensive.
Yeah, I was
So
going to ask you about the frame and whether or not you feel the frame is being compromised right now.
Getting close.
Water
Getting close.
intrusion.
And quite honestly, as far as the city, we will be falling under a Phase 2 National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System. It's called NPDES Phase 2. We need to have our equipment undercover. That becomes critical. And so we need to do whatever we can to maintain this structure.
What would be the cost to just tear it down and build it over? Is anyone?
A whole lot more than 50,000. We didn't even look at that option.
50,000, I think, is the capacity you're looking for, Larry. I mean, if you're looking to build a whole new structure, you have to take it down to the foundation, then build the whole thing back up again. Just pure demolition cost is going to cost significant amounts of money.
I've got good material to work with right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, this is our opportunity to save it.
Other questions? Entertain a motion for new business item number 5.
I move that we authorize the city administrator to award the contract for the Public Works Equipment Building exterior renovation projects to Weigel Construction for a total cost not to exceed $55,091.
Second.
Motion, Freeman, second, Shute. We authorize the city administrator to award the contract for the Public Works Equipment Building exterior renovation project to Weigel Construction. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Brian, Mary, thank you. New business item number 6, consider a resolution adopting the recommendation of the Gardner Planning Commission